live. Go.
We is live.
Hey everyone, and welcome to the penultimate place to get your movie and TV news and reviews. This is episode 51 of the Cross Media Show, and today's topic is the Morbius review. But before we get into our discussion, if you're listening on your favorite podcast service, feel free to give us a good rating on that platform. It helps with the algorithm and helps us grow our audience. If you're watching on YouTube, consider dropping a like, sub, and don't forget to hit that bell to get notifications on all our shows like the Penultimate Game Show, Marvel Mondays Initiative, and Anime Nation. If you're watching on Twitch and have Amazon Prime, you have Prime Gaming, which means you get one free sub to give out. We'd love if you gave it to us, but if not, that's quite alright. And for those of you who don't know me, my name is Ryan, one of the many hosts here at the Penultimate Conquest. And I got some lovely guests today to talk Morbius. First off, I am joined by my boy, the Lit RPG Master, Rich. How's it going, Rich?
That's me. It's going pretty good. I'm excited to share my thoughts on this film because this is one of the films I was actually looking forward to the most, and I wish it would have came out back in January, but we had to wait. Fuck. But I'm doing good. How are you, Ryan?
I'm doing alright. And last but certainly not least, the number one Morbius fan, Kale. How's it going, Kale?
I'm doing great. We're living in Morbius's world, and I love it. Time to get some Nitro Pepsi, the official Morbius. Oh, fuck my ass.
Pepsi Nitro is amazing.
So, what is it?
So it's with nitrogen instead of CO2.
Yeah, so you got to hard pour it like this.
Mm-hmm.
Like a beer almost?
It's like a beer almost.
Yes, like a Guinness.
Yeah.
You better start drinking that foam. It's awesome though.
Is it like colder? Is it better?
It's best cold. Yeah. And
Okay.
also
I pulled it out of the fridge.
if it drops on the floor, it will launch like a rocket. I'm not even kidding.
Yeah,
We've tested it.
Alrighty, then we've got some light housekeeping to go over before we dive on into a movie. Thursday, we'll definitely be talking some video game news here at the Penn Game Show. Tune in at 6:30 Eastern Time. Someday, just Ruben's gonna try and stream on something, as always. And if you have any thoughts on any free show, review, podcast we're doing, leave your thoughts and questions at our SpeakPipe at www.com/SpeakPipe/PennConquest.
Hell yeah.
And be on the lookout
Flashpipe.
for our VODs of Avengers Endgame, Moon Knight, and our Elden Ring review, which I am very happy about.
Good game.
All right.
7.5.
Let's
7.5 out of
dive
10.
right. That's good God, Kale. All right. We're
Not
going
enough
past
Jared
that.
Leto. Bad game.
Yeah. Brad
You
had
can,
too
make, you
easy.
can make your character look like Jared Leto.
You can't.
They all look like him already.
I married a doll, and I
night
still became maidenless.
Fucking mood. All right. Fuck. Okay.
Oh, my mouse is all
We're
the way
gonna
over there.
we're gonna start with our initial thoughts. I want to know what your theater experience was like, that kind of thing. Starting off with you, Rich. What were your initial thoughts, and how was your viewing experience?
So, initial thoughts were I liked it. There were a few things I could have changed, but I'll dive into that when we kind of get into a little more in depth. My one of my coworkers, another vendor, and we went to see it actually at a early Sunday morning showing, and it was good. Very empty in the theater, but a lot of people were like, "Oh," like walking out. A lot of people were like, "That's not as bad as everyone was saying." So people seem to enjoy it in my theater, but I mean, we only had like 6 or 7 people in there because we went at like 10 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Got to get that Cinemark early bird price.
All right. What about you, Kale? How was your viewing experience, and what was your first impressions?
I saw this as soon as I could, so I saw it on a Thursday at 4 p.m. There
Hell
were 3
yeah.
other people in the theater.
Hell yeah.
How many?
Yeah, 3.
Oh my god.
At a 4 p.m. on Thursday showing. And yeah, I just lost my mind. I thought it was 10 out of 10. Probably the best movie I've seen all year.
Okay, I gotta ask: is this a gimmick or like, are you?
No,
Okay,
this is
all
real.
right.
100% real.
Best,
Jared Leto,
Okay.
best daddy by
so-
par.
number one Jared Leto fan. Yeah,
All right.
All right. Sweet Jesus.
best daddy by
Okay.
par.
I can't believe you still made that trophy.
That's a good trophy. All right. So, my first impressions are this is the worst movie I've seen in a very long time.
And
This
did you see Venom
was-
2?
I saw Venom 2, and I hated Venom 2.
You saw
I saw Venom
Suicide
2.
Squad?
The new one? Which one?
No, Suicide Squad,
No,
not
the
the
old one.
Suicide Squad.
Not the Suicide
David Ayer's
Squad.
Suicide Squad. Or, well, Warner Brothers Suicide Squad, not David Ayer's Suicide Squad. Since, you know, the David Ayer cut.
That random trailer house is Suicide Squad.
I did see Suicide Squad.
Another movie with
And
Jared Leto in it.
my thoughts were my first thoughts were, sweet Jesus, this was awful, and I'll get into that more when we go through it. And I saw this in possibly the best setting ever. It was just me and my friend in the theater last night at like 7 p.m. So we just Mystery Science Theatered the shit out of this movie for an hour and 35 minutes.
47.
No one else in the theater. That's a great way to see it.
Okay.
Optimal. All right.
Oh, yeah.
We've gone through our first impressions. Now I want to do some character breakdowns here. Yeah. And this movie's so bad, I'm going to have to look up every other character's name but Morbius. So while I pull up that Wikipedia page,
Milo.
There's
Let's-
Morbius, Doctor Who,
yeah,
lady who only becomes sexually interested in the third act, Tyrese Gibson, Al Magical, the world's greatest comedian cop. That's it. That's all I need to know. Oh, and the dude who hung himself at Sterling Draper Cooper Price.
all right.
That's a Madman reference.
That is a Madman reference.
Jesus
Shout out to
Christ.
Madman. I wish we were talking about Madman.
I wish we just had John Hamm in this movie. I wish he was the other detective.
No, I wish
Alrighty,
John
here.
Hand was other Morbius. They
Oh,
don't
Other
give him a
Morbius.
name. They don't give him a name. He's just
It's
other
just
Morbius.
Milo.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's Milo.
He has a name. It's called Loxus Crown, which sounds like a Kingdom Hearts fucking name.
Lucian is like the name he goes
Lucian?
by. Lucian.
Lucius?
Oh yeah, luscious anus.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ. Yeah, Lucian is his initial name, and then he goes, "You're Milo." And then
The Milo. There's been many Milos. All right, we're going into character breakdown. We're going to start first with the big one. How was Jared Leto's performance as Morbius?
perfect.
Oh,
I'm
I thought
going
you-
to start
I thought
with-
you said the big one, the Costa Rican pilot.
Oh my god.
All right, I'm going to start with you, Rich. What was your thoughts on Jared Leto?
Well, I don't understand why Jared Leto gets all the hate he gets. Like, he's done not some great movies, but a lot of his
That's
other movies.
because he sent weird shit during playing the Joker.
That is true, but he's a method actor, so he tries to get in character. Because even when he was doing Morbius and filming, he was walking around on like the crutches and everything to go to the bathroom. So,
yeah, no, he's a method actor.
He's,
It's
and
just
I respect that when it's not harming other, people
Yeah.
or freaking them out. I can respect it. But no, Jared Leto, he did a great job. And all the parts, either when he was just Michael or when he was actually Morbius or the vampire,
Mhm.
the other part of him, when the feral side came out, I guess.
Yeah.
I thought it was fucking awesome. I thought he killed it.
Okay. Kale.
Jared Leto truly made me believe that Morbius was a fat old Italian man in this movie.
I
No,
preferred his
he,
performance as a fat old Italian man. It felt more real.
What was he a fat
Oh,
old
he,
Italian man in?
House of
Gucci.
Gucci.
I've not seen Gucci yet, so
Oh my God! There's
It's
a great
Gucci.
scene where Adam Driver almost kisses a bunch of boys, but then Lady Gaga makes him fuck him in a trailer.
what the fuck?
It's a weird film. It's Ridley Scott at his weirdest.
Yeah,
It's a post Prometheus Ridley Scott. The movies are shotgun blast quality.
So if we're talking Ridley Scott, can I watch it on my phone?
No, you have to watch it on an iPad in your bathroom.
Okay, cool.
You'd sit there for 2.5 hours on the toilet.
I can take a nice Epsom salt bath and watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. No, he
Then you let fall in right.
the only other Morbius I know is the one from the Spider-Man cartoons, and I'm really sad that he didn't have the accent.
Did he have an accent back in the day? I only watched it when I was like a child.
In the Spider-Man
so
cartoons.
In the 1994 cartoon, he did.
He had like
let me pull it up.
he
on
had a
YouTube.
Transylvanian accent or some
Oh, that's
Eastern
amazing.
European. Yeah, I know.
So
Also, that one was better because he could suck blood through his hands.
Well, yeah, because
and-
TV.
Yeah,
Kids
that's a
cartoon.
cooler power than just having your ears transform into like ripples.
I thought that was a cool. Effect.
Yeah. No, the like some of the effects and stuff were good. It was just it's just funny because he like tried to be like
Oh yeah, he has a great voice.
yeah, he tried to be like a little bit goofy.
He did
'cause
for like, but it felt like he cut the goofiness like halfway through the movie.
Because that's when shit
Oh,
started
yeah,
getting real.
But like,
yeah, he would make jokes and then like or like he like when he told the Swedish king or whatever to suck it. when he
yeah,
got the Nobel
the
Peace
beginning
Prize.
part of this movie when he was just a doctor, kind of being a douchebag around the world, super funny, super fun. I'll get into when we get more into the breakdown of the film and everything. I'll get that, but I want to talk about some of the more main characters and a heavy hitter for this movie. Surprised to see him in the trailer when I first saw the trailer for it. Matt Smith as the villain. Who I am going to now say right here, I'm going to give my opinion on this. God, did he carry this movie on his back? He was the strongest actor
He
in
did
it.
steal every scene he was in.
Every scene he was in was interesting. It was fun. He was a good character.
His little nods to being the 11th Doctor were pretty funny too.
They were funny.
Just what's your opinion on a
wearing a
scale
trench
of 1
coat
to
all the
10?
time.
11.
Yeah. What was your take on Matt Smith here as Milo?
Is that to me first?
Sure, you go first.
I will say that Matt Smith as Milo was fucking awesome. He killed it. Every scene he was in, he stole it. Even like when he's being arrested by the officers and just like absolutely massacres them. And then, we get that. And then not even a few scenes later, he's just, dancing around, doing push-ups and just having a good time. I was like, yeah, he is still embodying the role of the 11th Doctor. And I love it. I live for it because the last like on-screen movie I saw him in was Terminator Genesis, the one with Emilia Clarke, and he had like 5 minutes of screen time. I was like, wow, this is a fuck you.
Oh yeah, he was the like next version of
he was
AI.
Skynet.
He was Skynet, but he was also he was in the background for like a good like 5 to 10 minutes where they're like, Dakota, we're sending you to the future or to the past.
Did either of you see Last Night in Soho?
No, I've not seen it yet.
No.
He is amazing in that film.
Is that coming to HBO Max? Because I was waiting for it to come out. But
It's on HBO Max now.
Is it really?
Yeah, I believe so.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Last time I looked, it wasn't, so that's why I haven't watched it yet. And he was in Pride and Prejudice and Zombies, which.
Don't bring up Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies.
Well, I read the book because the author did another book called How to Survive a Horror Movie. So I read, of course, Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies just because I wanted to see it, and then I was like, oh, now I got to see the movie.
Wasn't it the same person who did
Abe Lincoln Vampire Hunter?
Abe Lincoln Vampire Hunter, which has one good scene in it where you realize the axe has a shotgun on the bottom of it. I'm like, that's actually funny.
It's not when Mary Todd Lincoln gets distance from Abraham
Who was
Lincoln because
Matt
she finds
Smith
out he's a vampire.
in the Spider-Man?
In the Spider-Man?
In Spider-Man, the original, the 2002.
He's in that?
What?
Yeah.
No fucking way.
What is his character name?
I'm looking for it because it came up under. He's untitled in it.
I need to find the scene where he's in. Okay, we're having a watch party after this to watch Spider-Man just to see if we can point out Matt Smith.
All right, sweet Jesus. Okay, to get us back on track here, Kale, what was your opinion of Matt Smith in this film?
I thought he was fine. I liked when I liked when he's just like staring at the other doctor in the window. He's basically like, I'm gonna fuck that. But it's a PG-13 movie, so he just
Yeah.
kidnaps her instead. I love that. And then just that bar scene where he tries to hit on the woman, and then the woman doesn't even leave with the guy who
No,
says was with her. That
no,
was the best
it's
part.
him and his three dudes.
Yeah. He fucking
All right. Next
abandoned.
character of major importance, I would say, would be Martine, the love interest of Morbius, and
Uh-huh.
assistant. What did you think of this character, Rich?
I liked her. She added, one, of course, the strong female dynamic to the movie, and I mean, just like the way she like held herself in trying to protect Dr. Michael Morbius when she's being interrogated by Tyrese Gibson and the other guy, I can't think of his name. Just like she's like, I don't remember much of that night. And like she played it off really well, and then lying to Milo, and she then just like having the complete and total breakdown afterwards. I was like, yeah.
That's me
Yes.
waking up and getting asked to remember this film. Is I don't remember a lot of it.
Oh, I do. I remember almost every single.
I can tell you this, didn't pass the Bechdel test. There's like one woman in this.
There's two. We've mentioned both of them.
There's three. There's three.
Wait, who?
'Cause the
who's the other
girl,
one?
the patient, in
The
the
bar
hospital.
girl. Oh, you're right. There's a
Oh
child.
yeah, and the nurse. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's funny how all the women die in this movie.
Well, actually, we don't know
next-
about the bar chick or the young girl, so. And technically,
yeah,
Martine
that's
doesn't
right.
die, so.
The next character we
Spoilers.
got is an unnamed character, Morbius's mentor, who I thought lived with Milo, but I guess he doesn't. He just visits often. I
Oh, Jared
thought they
Harris?
lived together. Yeah, Jared Harris's character.
Ah, I love Jared Harris so much.
And the doctor,
Yeah.
all of them.
I love how there's two characters in a row that just are like, drink my blood.
Yeah.
It's
Like,
the
here,
mentor.
have a sip.
And then Martine was just like, drink my blood while I also drink your blood.
And it's Dr. Nichols, or Dr. Nicholas, that's Jared Harris's
Yeah.
character. He does actually
He
have
has
a
a
name.
name.
Yeah. Not unnamed Ryan. He has a name.
Unnamed. It just says Morbius's mentor on like Wikipedia.
On IMDb, it's Dr. Neil Nicholas.
That's
Go to
funny.
IMDb.
I love that nobody is paying attention to the Morbius wiki.
But, so I will say this for
Yeah, I thought you were updating this.
Oh yeah, with my fanfic.
I will say for Jared Harris's character,
They were both boys.
the entire time all I could think of
Because-
was Moriarty from Sherlock Holmes' Game of Shadows. That's
Yeah.
all I could see.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that.
All
I get
I
that.
could see was the unconscious corpse of Price just blocking the door as I forget whoever it is tries to open it, and they thought he locked himself in his office, but really it was his dead body blocking the door. From Mad
Yeah.
Men.
Yeah.
That's another Mad Men reference.
Yeah, no, these are some deep Mad Men cuts. I'm appreciating them. God, I missed that show. It was a great show.
He couldn't fix this Jaguar car because the toolkit was too weird for him to work, so he
Yeah.
killed himself.
But then
in the office.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ugh.
Oh, good God. The last two characters I want to talk about are the two cops in the film, the agents, Tyrese,
Oh, you mean the best characters in the film?
the ones who felt like they were taken right out of Law and Order with the way they ask questions.
Every time they
But they're
enter,
like-
ding, ding.
Yeah, pretty much. And they're like, he did this and that. How could he? Them seeing terrible horrors every day. Them extremely
water?
shocked by what. The only scene I really enjoy is that the U.S. government does not give a damn what happened in international waters. Like, this murder means nothing to us. We could
Yeah.
care less.
He says that's 7 guys, off the street that,
Yeah.
could have been doing worse. So, but
This is my first, I'll be honest, seeing Tyrese in something that isn't a Fast and the Furious film.
Transformers.
Which one?
The
I have
first
only
one
ever
and
seen.
The
three.
first one, third one.
Was he one of the
He was one of
army
the army
dudes in the
guys, yeah.
desert? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh wait, what the fuck was?
He's in the first, third, and I believe he came back in the fourth. I can't remember, but
I don't know. The
I mean,
fourth
everyone
one,
just
the
knows
fourth and fifth
Tyrese
one are
from-
blurs.
obviously Fast and the Furious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to Too Fast, Too
was-
Furious, the worst Fast and the Furious. He has
Oh my
now the
God.
credit of starring in the worst Fast and the Furious movie and the worst Marvel film. Let's go, dude.
Yeah, he was in F9, the worst. Fast and
F9
Furious
was
movie.
great. I loved F9.
So over the top, man. And he wasn't the star of the worst Fast and the Furious movies. That was just Dwayne Johnson and Jason Statham.
Oh, you don't like that film?
Hobbs and Shaw was something.
Dude.
Oh my god, it had way better action than F9. The choreography was good.
The choreography in
F9
that
was
big fight
shit.
scene when they protect the island.
See,
That's
that part was
fun.
cool, but overall, it was just like this movie's just so fucking over the top. Like, I don't even know where to put it
Oh.
on the actual list. But this
That's right. He
not
was
Morbius.
guy who owned SUV in Legion.
Oh yeah, he was in Legion, wasn't he?
He was one of the four brothers in Four Brothers.
Oh, I forgot about Four Brothers. Fucking
Okay.
Marky Mark.
Okay.
That's a great movie though.
All right. And we're back to Morbius here with one last cast member. And arguably, we're getting into spoilers now here. Full spoilers, all that. We've already spoiled a lot of shit, but this movie, you could spoil it and you'd still have a time watching it because of how terribly out of sequence this film is. So the last character we see, and one of the most prominent in the trailers, would be Michael Keaton's Vulture.
Okay, so I do have a thought on this one, and this is actually
All
where
right.
one of my gripes comes in.
Yeah.
This was a clusterfuck. This part was actually a clusterfuck to bring him in the way they brought him in, because because he was supposed to go back to his universe, right?
Yeah, why didn't he get zapped back?
So well, I'm guessing is this supposed to be during?
No,
What?
he came through when they closed it. He was
Yeah.
still in the MCU.
He was in
during the
Rikers, right?
events of No Way Home.
So yeah, that
So
makes
I think so.
It makes no sense. How did
That's-
he end up? Why'd they switch? If Venom didn't...
that's where I
Day.
said they fucked up.
Yeah, I'm like... I would have rather you show me Venom doing something in San Francisco
Right.
or wherever or of him trying to get to New York. I don't know.
But
Whatever Venom's up to, instead of showing me a character for no point whatsoever
other
that
than,
you
You should.
advertised early on in the advertising for this film.
well, he's got two scenes. Both
He
after credit
does.
scenes.
Both end credit scenes. But I mean, like, I was not. First off,
Well-
showing your end credit scene, bad. Why you doing that?
Well, I mean, The Amazing Spider-Man 2 ended with, or one of the trailers had the final shot of the fucking movie in it.
That's
So,
very true.
Sony's
That's very
really
true.
bad with
Yeah.
their trailers.
Sony, we're gonna
Well-
get into that in a little bit.
That's the thing. They had to recut it because of No Way Home. So that scene took place when Michael Morbius went to prison,
That's what I
and
figured.
you can see from the trailers, but they cut all that shit out.
They cut
Because-
Raimi's Spider-Man, which was the only other interesting thing about this film
Well,
before
actually,
it came out.
So
Did they keep it in there?
no, the director didn't know that, or doesn't know why that murder mural is in the trailer. He released a statement yesterday saying, "I don't know why that's there."
Yeah.
That's been there though. That's the only thing people talked about for
Right,
the
and he
past
didn't
2
know.
years of that movie coming out.
He didn't know about it.
I don't
or
believe that.
He didn't
I don't
know why
believe
it was there.
that.
He said it was just added, and he, I think I can find the correct or the straight up article really quickly. Go on, and I'll.
Yeah.
All right, all good.
No, yeah. So they had to recut everything around No Way Home, and they're like, oh, we have a genius idea, and then no one at Marvel or no one from Disney Marvel was in the room, so they're like, oh, that sounds perfect. And then they fucking They couldn't even get
Wonderful.
Michael Keaton to come back to shoot. They had him like call in to dub his voiceover. Some CGI
Yes,
monstrosity.
that's why he sounded. That's why his voice did not add up to how he was talking. That's fantastic. All right, we've gone through all the characters now. Now we're going into. Well, I will go into what went wrong for me with this film, and you guys can give me why you guys think this film is actually a decent film, because I am curious here.
Oh, here, I found the thing really quickly. If I said something about what I think it is, it would be as a fan. But because I'm the director, I would be accused of knowing something, which I don't, you know? If I knew something, I could tell you, but it's not mine. Daniel Espinosa. Espinosa. Which, I'm sorry, isn't that the name of fucking Detective Douche in Lucifer? Daniel Espinosa? Yes. So there's a director with a Lucifer name. We love to see it.
I bet he I heard he like made some really good shit before this movie though, and then was just like, I'm gonna do this to. Oh yeah, he made Life and Safe House. He's like, I'm just gonna do this so I can make make whatever I want.
So Ryan, hit me with your thoughts because I'm now curious.
All right. Where did I think this movie went wrong? All right.
Announcement.
Well, it started when the beginning began, and my biggest problem with this movie is it feels like they filmed the whole movie. There's a whole movie in here, but they cut it. The editing process is probably what slaughtered this film. This movie flows terribly. All the plot points are so jumbled together. Everything is moving extremely fast. Nothing ever has time to breathe. They never go more into interesting things like the blue blood he created, all this kind of thing. I mean, the movie starts off with him in Costa Rica looking for bats.
That's the best thing, where it's just like, oh, this is going to come into play later. And it comes into play a scene, 2 scenes later, where it's just like, no, this happened before everything. Like,
that's what I was like. Wait, what? All of this has gone down before this? Like, he won a Nobel Peace Prize. He did all this. I'm like, what? This movie its pacing and its structure for its story is god awful. I don't get how they did this, because, and also, the other things where this went wrong was the CGI in this movie was atrocious.
It was brilliant.
No, it was
not
bad.
think it was that bad. I do not.
I think it was. Whenever he was just alone and they were using it for like his face or him moving, fight scenes though with him in it looked so like 2009, 2010, we just learned CGI, and this is the fight scenes you're getting. It feels like that action over-the-top CGI that we used to get, not the Marvel CGI or the common-day action film CGI we're used to. So much slowdown, the bullet turning, all that kind of thing. They didn't need to slow it down every time he dodged a bullet. How do you know he
dodges the bullet? But how do you know?
Because you need to show me one time. You can show me him doing it once. I'm like, okay, yes, super speed. I'm not an idiot. I will understand that for the rest of the film, he will have super speed. You don't need to show me every time he's about to get shot. Oh, he dodges it.
What about when he almost gets swept away by a wind current that comes out of nowhere?
Yeah, what was the deal with the wind current? What was
New York? New York gets windy.
Weren't they underground for that scene with the train?
It's the wind current of the train.
Place with the most wind. Yeah.
Yeah.
They have tunnels to direct the wind there.
Good God, why? What? Like, he was just waiting there for him to I don't know why Matt Smith didn't attack him then. In that, what felt like a 5-minute time.
He's much faster.
Where he's just looking at a train. There's just so many moments where I'm like, you didn't need to do this. They move like freaking infamous Last Light.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, why? Why does it look like you're just vaping away?
He's moving so fast that he looks like a smoke monster.
Like, if he turned into a cloud or bats or something, it would have looked a lot better than just weird wispy gray stuff coming off of him.
And purple.
And purple. And purple.
In the end fight scene, the purple.
Yeah.
Don't forget the purple.
And that's just...
It mixes regular blood with his fake blue blood to make purple.
It all checks. But that's mostly my problem, is the pacing, the editing, and some of the CGI fight scenes are just not great. Like the first one where he takes out all the dudes on the boat, not a lot of problems with it. Every other time, though, there's just weird uses of slow-mo and just stuff that we don't do much anymore. I'm like, why? You've done it once, you've shown me his powers. I understand what he can do. I understand that the other guy has the same exact power set. He just drinks human blood.
It did feel like some of those
Control-C?
scenes were
Control V.
for us watching what was it, the late Resident Evil films.
Oh my god, that's exactly what this movie felt like. It felt like a
maximize
late
profits, minimize budget.
Yeah, that it feels like a late, like Resident Evil 5 3D.
I would say Afterlife all the way through.
Yeah. No, that's perfect.
You know it's a good movie when half the budget just goes to the main star's salary.
Can we afford him? All right, everything else gets figured out. We paid off Keaton and we paid off freaking Jared Leto and Keaton. All right, spend the rest of it on CGI.
The VFX was paid for by blackmail.
Sweet Jesus.
Keep costs down.
Oh my god.
You gotta. But no, those are my problems with it. Now, tell me why you guys enjoyed it. I'm very interested.
Well, I'll go with my problem first.
Go with your problem
this
first.
should have just been a Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
Like the villain arc, and especially like if it being like we introduced Morbius as the villain, but the real villain is Matt Smith. Like that element would have worked perfectly for like an Amazing Spider-Man 3, where it would have been better than.
About to say
2.
that if this was the Amazing Spider-Man 3 plot, I would probably enjoyed this movie a lot more.
Yeah.
That
Because it needed that element
movie.
where it's just like, if there was some kind of actual hero in it.
Yeah, if I'm just like, I'm rooting for no one in this scenario at all.
Yeah.
It's evil and lesser evil. Wonderful.
It's
Because,
someone
like,
who
at
drinks
least-
blood right away and someone who's going to in 6 months.
Yeah, like at least in Venom, they gave me Venom to root for. Like he eats people, but he's still a bit of a hero.
Well, and the thing with, how Sony's doing these, like you can't really root for the anti-villain or anti-hero, whatever the fucking term is. Because Venom we can root for because we want that team up. We want to see him and Spider-Man go at it. Right?
Mhm.
Where Morbius, he's not really that big of a character. My landlord and I were talking about this the other day. Like we had an hour in-depth conversation about this. Like most people only know Morbius from some of the comics or the Spider-Man animated series. Back what was it? Fox Kids or whatever, the 94 series?
Yeah. In 90s, yeah.
That was my introduction to Morbius, and then I didn't really catch up with him until the Ultimate Spider-Man comic back in 2008, 2009.
7?
Yeah, around that time.
Yeah.
That's when he showed back up, and that's when I was like, oh yeah, I forgot. This is Morbius. I like Morbius.
What was his dumb, edgy reasoning in Ultimate Spider-Man? Because everything had a dumb, edgy reason in Ultimate series.
He was trying to cure his girlfriend, I believe.
Okay.
It's been a while since I've read that comic, which it's
Because the Ultimate series are always just so.
I like
Ultimate
Ultimate Spider-Man is probably my favorite run other than Dan Slott's Amazing Spider-Man run.
See, I'm a Spectacular Spider-Man guy.
Spectacular's good. I just prefer the Amazing or the Friendly Neighborhood. I need to read that one next because
Those
I
are both
fucking
good.
hate Spider-Man.
I missed what he said and I don't want to know.
I said I fucking hate Spider-Man.
Jesus Christ.
Alrighty. Kale, tell me what
That's
you
why I
did
love
enjoy
Morbius,
about.
baby.
Tell me what you loved about Morbius. Other
Oh my
than
God,
Jared
like-
Leto.
Oh. I like that they cut out Tyrese Gibson's part with him and his mechanical arm.
Wait, what?
Oh, look up photos. There's like a little flash of it in the movie, but he references that he lost his arm in Afghanistan or
Yeah, he
whatever the
has
fuck.
his
Yeah.
the blue blood saved his life when he was on tour.
Yeah. So he has like
Yeah, I
this
remember him
robotic
being, like,
arm that has like a data pad and like tubes connecting
Oh,
over his
this
elbow.
is amazing. Why was this
Yeah.
taken out? It's not even like a robot arm. It's like an attachment to his
It's like
arm.
a cyborg arm.
Yeah, they cut it out. Apparently he fucks somebody up with it, but they cut that out.
If you just type in Morbius Tyrese, the next thing, like if you just put Morbius, then start typing Tyrese, it just pops up Tyrese arm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, that would have been
All
cool to see,
right.
though.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
interesting.
I do want to see the original cut of this movie that we were going to get back in 2020, or was it 2020?
Yeah,
or what?
2020. Was like September of 2020.
So yeah, this movie, if I remember correctly, pushed back 6 times.
4?
I think so, yeah.
I thought it was 4.
4 or
but
6.
Well,
was an even
officially,
number.
I think they kept saying it's delayed like a couple times during the pandemic without giving a date.
Because it was supposed to, I think it was honestly supposed to come out way before Venom 2 was even like filming.
Yeah.
Because we were
It
like,
was
oh yeah, Venom's
supposed to
going to
come
make
out
an
before
appearance in
Venom
this
2.
because it's supposed to be the Venomverse.
Yes, I thought
Yeah.
I totally thought when this movie first got announced that the whole plot was going to be Morbius is in New York City causing a ruckus. Venom is going to end up somehow in New York City, and the final thing will be their fight.
Hey, he's coming back to talk to Mr. Jameson, get his job back.
Pretty much. I figured it'd be something like that. Or there's so many ways you can get Venom out to New York. But what else
Probably
did
the
you
second
enjoy
post-credit
about
scene would
this?
have been his.
Kale?
No, I loved
Yeah.
oh man, that fucking
Yeah.
scene where she wakes up as a vampire. That was pretty cool. So now there's more vampires.
Yeah, there are more vampires now. Now,
Yeah.
is this following traditional vampire law here? Is Morbius the vampire king now? Like, does he control all
he's the
vampires, Dr.
original-
Dracula style?
Have you seen Dracula Untold?
Yeah.
He's
kinda
the
like
Charles Dance of the Morbius universe.
I forgot Charles Dance.
He's
was
just
in
some
that
old
fucking
dude in
film.
a cave. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then at the end, oh my gosh, when she imagine the end of 2. Like we don't see the girl, and then all of a sudden, like in the post credits scene, she's getting up from a cafe bench, walking away, and then Morbius follows behind her and says, "Let the games begin."
See, I thought for the longest when that movie came out, I thought it was gonna be fucking Aaron Eckhart's I Frankenstein that was gonna follow him off.
Oh. No, it's modern day Charles Dance.
Good God, the Universal the Universal Monster
Oh, the
verse.
Deku, the dark
See,
cinematic.
and everyone's like, "Oh,
universe.
this is the worst, like
For Dooku.
universe right now." No, everyone forgets about the dark universe that got killed.
Well,
after
they
2
canceled.
movies.
They canceled the Dark Universe. This should be
Exactly.
canceled. We're going to get to that later. All right, Kale. You've tried. I'm going to now see if Rich can give me an answer
on what I liked or
on
what I
what
did.
was good about this film.
Jared Leto, actually,
Yeah.
the entire cast was what was good about this film. Every ounce of chemistry that each cast member had with each other was great. I'm honest to God, 95% sure that Matt Smith actually scared the ever living fuck out of the actress who played Martine. calling
Okay.
it. Because like the fear in her eye, I'm pretty sure that was real fear, unless, off camera of Jared Leto was just sitting there like shaking his crutches around or something. I don't know.
He could have been.
He could have been. I don't know. The acting
Just
was
boop.
stellar. The fight scenes I enjoyed. I wish they would have cut the slow motion out a little bit. I liked it. I do want to see a little bit more of an expanded, scenes on some of the story elements of it, because I feel like there were some necessary scenes that probably got cut.
I definitely agree with that. I feel like
more
half this
kissing.
movie's on the cutting room floor.
It definitely is, and that's why I said I want to
has
see
to
the
be.
original cut of this film, the one we were originally supposed to get.
The pre-pandemic cut.
Yeah,
Is this the new Snyder cut? Is this what we
apparently
ask-
the Suicide
No.
Squad is, or not the Suicide Squad, but Suicide Squad. David Ayer's cut is apparently the next Snyder cut, because that film had, I think he said, almost a movie's worth length of footage for the Joker that got cut.
Wasn't the first plot was going to be that it was just Joker at a
Yep.
big carnival? Like,
It
and
was
the
just
rundown of-
Joker, just being Joker. It was like
Jokering.
it was gonna do like the whole assault on Arkham type thing. So that like had potential, and then Warner Brothers was like, "Nah, let's do Enchantress." The character no one knows fucking nothing about.
Yeah.
We need to have Killer Croc slither into the water at least once.
And have Killer Croc request BET for some fucking reason.
Yeah. And we're not going to use CGI on him. I know this is the most obvious and probably the most well done character we could do CGI on. No, practical. So he's like 2 inches taller than
Everyone else.
yeah,
And
Will
his
Smith.
CGI looks great, but God, can he not move? I mean, the
best we can
special
do is
effects on him.
blinking.
Yeah, I'm like, he can walk, and that's about it in this outfit.
I will say the way he uses his powers, like when he's discovering them, and like he's using like sonar, when he walks into the bat like cylinder thing he has in his office, and like
Jerks off on the bats.
Jesus Christ, Kale. And like the bats are like welcoming him as a brother, quote unquote, and then how that comes back into play later in the movie, I really fucking like that. And just like the scenes between him and Matt Smith, I liked it. I really fucking liked all of those scenes, whether it was before they got their powers or after. Every scene they were in was awesome.
My favorite scene that they deleted was when the bats picked the lock after Morbius called them. Because they were fucking stuck in that tube. How'd they get there?
Yeah. Then oh my God, I want to talk about how much I hated the ending of this film.
Him just
Where
flying
he
off.
just Hadokens the bats into him. There's a repetitive barrage of bats.
He was having him hold down.
Yeah. But it was in slow motion, so you could see every single frame.
It was so dumb.
That hideous, disgusting CGI monstrosity that was Matt Smith.
Oh God, it was bad. It
And
was
then
so
they put the
bad.
vampire overlay on his face.
Yep. Oh, it was something.
But I will say, I don't think this movie gets or deserves all the hate it's getting, because a lot of people are just hating on it because they're like, "Oh, it's Jared Leto. Fuck Jared Leto." Now, fuck you guys. I'm sorry. Jared Leto deserves some respect.
After Suicide Squad, I have no respect for Jared Leto. He did some
I don't
weird
even
shit.
fucking. I don't blame him for the way Suicide Squad turned out, though. Like, okay, yeah, his method, like him sending like the whatever the
Use
headless
condoms,
animal
dead
to
pigs.
fucking Margot Robbie. That was a little fucked up. That was a little fucked up.
You don't do that.
No, you don't fucking do that. But like
Yeah, that's
he
weird.
he was in the method act, and he was just like, "Oh, what would Joker do?"
I don't
least
think
he didn't
Joker
go out
would
and go on a
mail
fucking
used
killing spree.
condoms to random people.
Yeah, he was mailing used condoms to people.
Oh, I didn't hear about that one. Fuck that.
Yeah,
It's also illegal, I think.
yeah. No, that is
without proper-
100% assault.
Yeah.
That falls
Well,
under
no,
some
beyond
strict
that,
lines.
Unless it's like a medical facility, I don't think you can send human fluids.
No, it'd be considered a biohazard as well.
Yeah.
But everyone's
So
saying,
what do you
like,
have to say about Jared Leto, Richie? What you got to say?
anyone who says that he's a bad actor can fuck off.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I agree.
I don't think he gets that much hate or deserves that much hate for the acting part of it.
The funniest thing is, though, even in this movie, he is not the strongest actor in this movie. Matt Smith is the strongest actor in this movie.
No, he's not.
Followed strongly by the 2 minutes of Michael Keaton calling in.
Yeah.
I will say
that deserves an Oscar, is the phone in Michael Keaton did for that scene.
I hope he did the same for Batman.
has to do with Spider-Man.
He just calls in all
Spider-Man.
the reshoots.
And why did Morbius act like he knew who Spider-Man was?
See,
Maybe he does.
Like he didn't ask a single question.
Well, he lives in New
was
York,
like,
so there is obviously a Spider-Man in this universe. He lives in New York.
Why wasn't that Spider-Man dealing with the rampant vampire attack?
Maybe he was off planet.
Because he was, because this all happened during the tear.
So are we ever going to know which Spider-Man universe this
We
is?
have no idea which fucking universe this takes place in, and I don't even think
Other than the
Sony
Venom.
fucking knows at this point.
They
That
gotta
brings us-
introduce him for the Sinister Six. I mean,
They built it at the end of this. That's what
Yeah.
it felt like.
yeah.
Well,
But
and see,
if they were going to
this
do
movie
Sinister
100% was a vehicle to get a Sinister Six. Avi Arad was just like, it did work the first time, but the second time, baby, that Venom money, baby.
I think he needs to fucking
That's-
see. Here's what they need to do. Whatever fucking execs are at Sony right now need to get like Kevin Feige on board or something, because they have no
They
fucking
just
structure.
need to get rid of him and Pascal.
Oh my god,
All
they
right,
have no
before-
fucking structure. But yeah,
my God.
That's actually our next question here, and which is, should Sony give up on the Venom verse?
I don't think they should give up. I think they should
Yeah,
just fucking get
they
someone
should.
in there who knows what the fuck they're doing.
I think it needs to be rebuilt. I think this whole
I think they
universe
just
needs
need to
to be
end it.
rebuilt. Yeah,
Yeah, just let the tear in the sky be like a flashpoint.
Yeah,
yeah. I would say let the tear in the
because-
sky happen.
we have.
End it.
We're getting 4 members so far because we have Vulture. We have obviously Venom's going to be a part of the Sinister Six.
Yeah.
We have Morbius, and the next one's going to be fucking Craven, which is
Oh yeah, that is
obviously
true.
a weird fucking choice to have for his own solo movie, because Craven is one of the most ungodly fucking decent people and characters in Marvel history. He is a straight up sociopath.
Yeah, Craven's insane.
I love it.
Like, I'm sorry, but I don't really. I'm honest to God hoping we don't get a fucking reenactment of a certain band member from the 90s, because Craven does that in one of the comics. He lays down in a coffin and puts a shotgun in his mouth.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to fucking have to watch that in a fucking Marvel
Jesus.
movie.
And then
No,
the Black
no.
Panther grabs the gun and shoots it into his vibranium
Oh
paw.
my God. Take that, Zemo.
Get fucked,
No,
Zemo. You're
Craven
gonna live in
getting
a
his-
prison, you rich asshole.
If you were so bent on doing this Sinister Six movie, Sony,
Assign it to a Spider-Man.
why didn't you just add Morbius and Craven or Vulture to the 4 villains that were in No Way Home?
Right?
Because then you would have had a Sinister Six. The Sinister Six movie has happened. It was called No Way Home, and it was an okay film.
I know they should have just had Venom there. Yeah. Like,
Yeah,
he
that's
was
my
there.
thing.
And
He was there.
we saw Craven
And
in the
now-
sky. We saw him and we saw Rhino both in the sky
Yeah.
during the terror
Yeah.
scene and everything.
Oh, Paul Giamatti, come back, baby.
Dude, if, I honestly want Paul Giamatti to come back. I want to see that Rhino suit because I fucking love it.
me, you put me in me underwear, and now I've got this giant robot suit, and then cut the credits.
Once again, using the final fucking scene in a trailer. Sony has no
That is
idea
true.
what they're doing. Like, they even used the
We
final scene
are-
from Uncharted in the
do they?
trailer.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
I
scene
haven't read
with...
that far in the book. No
Oh,
spoilers.
okay.
No, go ahead. I don't give a shit.
Oh, it's the scene where he has the fucking cat in his backpack. He's like, "You brought the cat?" And he goes, "I never go back anywhere without Mr. Whiskers."
Oh, it's like a Han Solo ending where it's just like they cut to like 6 months in the future. And they're doing
Exactly.
shit
It's
again.
actually 6 months.
Nice.
All right.
Almost
Rich,
like
I
I'm a
want a
screenwriter.
definitive answer from you. What should be done with the Sony Venomverse?
What should be done?
Yeah.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, listen up because I'm about to go on a little bit of a tirade.
Because you are the biggest fan of the Venomverse, I know.
You're right. Yeah. I am. I do enjoy the Venom movies. I think Let There Be Carnage, there's room for improvement. I'll put it that way. I don't think any of these movies are perfect. And that's why I specifically say when I've watched them, if I enjoyed them or not. Not if I liked them, if I enjoyed them. Did I like this movie? It's about 50-50. I liked some things. I hated some things. They're consistent with that. Same thing with Venom 1 and 2. I liked some things. I hated some things. There's only one real or one Marvel-ish movie out there that I fucking hate, and that's Fan Four Stick. Fucking hate that movie.
Yeah. The transracial Reed Richards.
Jesus Christ, that movie's bad. But
remember that scene?
Yeah.
This is 2014.
Oh yeah.
I thought it was 2016.
Yeah.
2014.
Or no, 2015. It was 2015.
Even worse.
Oh yeah. So
it killed Miles Teller's career for 5 years.
It did. And now he's the Godfather.
No, now he's Goose's son in Top Gun.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
That trailer played before my movie.
Same.
Love that trailer.
And I hadn't seen the trailer before, and I was like, oh my god, he's got the mustache. Watch it be Goose's son.
It was a brand new trailer.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was the one we got a few days ago.
Well, you know what I mean. It came out in
I saw the mustache, and I was like, oh my god. Watch it be Goose's son. And he goes, my father trusted you, and look where it got. I was like, son of a bitch, I was right.
Oh, wow. He's Meg Ryan's son.
Yeah.
Anyways, so they need to get an exec in there that knows exactly what they're doing, knows where the fucking source material is. Whoever the fucking CEO is that's doing all these fucking changes, he needs to be gone. Amy Pascal, I don't think she needs to be gone, but she needs someone there to keep her in check.
No, she needs to go. Her and Avi Arad need to just retire. Like, make the Sinister Six movie. Make the Sinister Six movie. Get it out of your system. Get that shit out of your system.
That's what we were originally supposed to get back in 2015, 2016, before or after The Amazing Spider-Man 2, because The Amazing Spider-Man 2 set up the Sinister Six. We could have gotten that fucking movie.
Kind of glad it didn't happen, and I'm more excited to see it now with Morbius and Venom in it.
And I mean, we have a good crew for the Sinister Six. It's not the most traditional Sinister Six, because obviously we would need like Doc Ock and Electro, Vulture, Kraven the Hunter's sometimes in it. But like, it's usually like not the big names. It's got like 2 big names and then the rest of the smaller rogues, right?
Mm-hmm.
Them pulling in 3 huge names right off the bat. Or, well, allegedly 3 huge names, because we don't know if Kraven's going to be in it. But Kraven's a big fucking part in any Spider-Man comic. Same with...
No, Kraven has always been... He's looking for the ultimate hunt. He's looking for the spider.
Yeah, and I mean, he does that in the Ultimate Spider-Man comic. He does that, and he actually fucking redoes a huge Ultimate Hunt in the Amazing Spider-Man that Nick Spencer does. And that ride is fucking wild.
What does he call his... What is it? Kraven's Final Hunt or whatever it is?
There's Kraven's Final Hunt, yes. And that's...
Because that's the story that I would do if I was going to do a Kraven film. But you can't do that story because he dies in the end.
I would do Back in Black. Or not... or Kraven's Last Hunt is what it's called.
Mm-hmm.
Kraven's Last Hunt. If I would do that, but get rid of him destroying the roof of his mouth by eating a bowl of Captain Crunch.
You see... I think that's what's going to happen in the game. I'll be honest with you. I think that's what they're going to do in the game.
Oh, yeah, he is going to be in the Spider-Man 2.
Oh, sweet Jesus. What if Sony pulls from their game for this goddamn franchise?
What if Spider-Man is just CG? CGI
the whole thing?
That's why they changed the face, because they needed a prettier face.
Oh, my God.
Sony's like, screw all of Marvel. We own Spider-Man. It's fine.
Well, and that's the thing. I think if we can get everything combined into one fucking consecutive universe, we would be set. And
because this is the last piece of the puzzle.
Right.
Spider-Man's the final one.
Yeah.
So Here's where I see this going. You take the time to form these movies or whatever. Don't introduce the villains in a Spider-Man film, but continue Venom or whatever, but do Venom the way Venom should be fucking done. Do that. Continue with Tom Hardy's movies. Give us Venom 3 where he's not fighting a fucking symbiote. I don't want to see another fucking symbiote. I want to
fight
see
that cop with the blue eyes.
That's Toxin. Yeah, I don't want to fucking deal with that right now.
Is he a symbiote?
He is a symbiote.
Yeah. He's their child. He's the child of Venom and Carnage.
Remember how Carnage fucking threw Naomi Harris into a fucking bell to kill her? That's how she fucking died.
This is not a Let It Be Carnage review. I was able to jump past that one.
Yeah, Kale, you and I did that review. It all comes back to Carnage. Let's be real.
It's all Carnage.
So
he's not dead. He lives on in our dreams.
Bless up.
Thank you, Woody Harrelson. So if we can, form the Sinister Six, have Adrian Toomes or whatever, now that we're fucking sticking to that, apparently, reach out to Venom and be like, okay, who are some of these, these big bads that we've been dealing with here?
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh my God.
He didn't die. He also went through the tear.
I don't think I can live in a world where I have to look at Jake Gyllenhaal and Jared Leto at the same time.
Two pretty boys. I'm all for it. Let's go.
I get them confused already.
So if we can get them to form an actual consecutive story, have an actual fucking plot line, it's weird giving these characters their own movies, especially when they're not big names, without attaching Spider-Man to it. So the best next scenario, just attach Venom to it, because everyone likes Venom, even though they don't like the movies, but everyone likes the character of Venom.
And the guy who plays him. Everyone...
Except Ruben. Ruben hates Tom Hardy, which
everyone loves Tom
taste.
Hardy. Everyone loves Tom Hardy.
Yeah.
I'm getting fired after this episode. I can already feel it. But if we could just get a consecutive...
Me? Fine.
You're fine. I'm the fucked one here. So I better get all my shit out now. If we can get the consecutive thing going with the stories, have Tom Hardy being the one to recruit the Sinister Six, and then reveal which fucking universe this is in, whether it's Maguire's or fucking Garfield's. I mean, I doubt that we'll ever...
Or the video game universe.
Or the video game universe.
I think the video game universe is more likely than we're giving it credit for.
And then it's just Yuri Winthal's face.
Yeah.
He just shaves his mustache and everything.
No, I like the idea of that. Venom is just a big CGI dude. You could CGI Spider-Man that entire film and never show his face.
That is true. That is true.
Especially if you're focused only on the villains.
Just have him in the background. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
But the only people I could see them actually doing the Sinister Six with, and
wait, no, didn't it's just Dr. Horrible sing along?
Oh my God!
If we do that style of filming, it's just Dr. Horrible sing along.
Have Neil Patrick Harris come back and reprise his role as fucking Peter Parker.
Oh yeah, that's right, from the MTV show.
Yeah,
yeah,
the worst Spider-Man cartoon ever.
What? How dare you? I've never seen a single second of that show.
Oh my God, it's so bad. It is so fucking bad.
I don't remember it.
It's bad.
I never saw it. I wasn't allowed.
I remember watching Max. I liked Max a lot. And that aired at the same time as Spider-Man.
I don't think I watched Max.
Max was cool.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Max MTV.
While you're looking that up, I'll continue. But so we have at least technically four members of the Sinister Six. So we have at least three. We could possibly have a fourth, which being Kraven. So Venom, Vulture, Morbius, Kraven. Who else is there to bring in? Scorpion and
besides
Shocker?
Mysterio.
I would bring in Lizard. I'd bring in
Shocker.
Lizard and...
But we don't know where this fucking...
You don't know.
So that's where it's hard.
I think because of
Homelander.
Oh my fuck.
I
Sony
think
technically owns
because
that.
where the universes are,
It could be any of the three.
it could be any of the three, especially now with that wormhole.
Yeah, wormhole.
If for some reason
That one.
Venom gets taken from this universe, but Michael Keaton ends up in a random ass cell, where did he get his Vulture gear? It was ex-Avengers
resourceful.
tech. Where did he
No, it
did
was
it
Chitauri
teleport
tech.
with him?
It was
Yeah, right, it was-
Atari Tech.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Because there was like when New York got
Unless he
destroyed, they
fucking
He
went
didn't
rebuilt it.
fucking build it.
Yeah.
He didn't build it. His fucking
No.
engineer did. So
Yeah.
how the fuck does he know how to make
The
it?
Tinkerer. So where the fuck's the Tinkerer at right now?
Well, he was the only
He's
one
in
to
the
show
cell
up in the
next to him.
cell.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
I said, I feel like this was just a fuck you to Marvel because we had their they gave us their fuck you with Tom Hardy being the after credit scene. They're like, okay, how are we gonna get back at them for this? Let's do the fucking Vulture scene with Adrian Toomes.
One of
Full
those
Vulture
worked
gear.
though.
The Venom one worked.
Because the Venom worked because he's not going to be our Venom.
Exactly, because he left the
It's
little
just-
thing of Venom
He just
behind.
left a little bit of symbiote. So you can
Yeah.
go any way you want with Venom in this verse. If you want to go black suit Spider-Man, which I'm thinking is the next movie.
I think Back in Black
That-
would be the next story.
Yes, I think that's where they're going.
But
But-
who would be the target of that because May's dead? Spoiler for No Way Home, my bad. But
Ned. Ned would.
would it be Ned or Zendaya? Like someone goes and fucking shoots.
Nah, Ned.
Yeah, fuck you, Ned. You die in everything anyways.
I don't want to lose Ned.
Dude,
Ned's the only
have
good
you,
part of those
have you
films.
seen like the original Ned leads in the comics? He dies so
Oh.
many fucking times.
Yeah,
He dies
yeah.
more than Goku or Krillin or anyone.
Everyone in the Morbius Discord was mad that Ned wasn't in this movie.
Because Ned's the favorite.
Tell me
Yes,
about the
there's a
Morbius, Discord.
I want
I
to hear
would
about the
love-
Morbius disc.
They love it. They love the movie. They think
you
it's
send me
better
an
than The
invite?
Godfather.
Because I will
Let
join
me
it
see if I
afterwards.
can. Oh yeah, I can.
Hell yeah.
That's
I want to see
funny.
this Discord. I'm going to do some recon work now.
There we go. I haven't checked it in like 2 days.
But I know like they were losing their mind over like Jared Leto showing up to a premiere. Which is always cool. And I
he
always
showed
wanna
up to
be
the
a part.
premiere and he's in the Discord.
Is he in the Discord?
Yeah, because they do Q&A stuff with him.
That's fucking
So everyone
awesome.
tries to add him, but he doesn't answer.
Did you
It
try
also
and add
says
him?
his bio also says House of Gucci coming soon, so he hasn't updated since like November.
Well, it just came to DVD.
That's true.
It's going to be on HBO Max in a few weeks, I think, too. So
I think it came out
Oh,
already.
hell
on this
yeah.
one.
I don't think so. I didn't see it there. Yesterday,
remember.
but yeah, I could watch that scene where he almost kisses a bunch of boys, but then had sex with Lady Gaga instead. Greatest-
That's an option.
Greatest cinematic scene in history.
Sweet Jesus.
And then it cuts to them getting married.
All right. So, Rich, the one thing you think that should be done
get a fucking
Is this-
exec. Just
is just get an exact. Just
get someone
try
who
and
is
Spider-Man-
get someone who's the
A
Kevin
Spider-Man
Feige
fan. Yeah.
Yeah, someone
Mm-hmm.
who knows the fucking source material can absolutely decide what the fuck they're doing. And keep it at that. That's all you have to fucking do. Get someone in there who knows the source material and can overlook. Just like I would love to have Scott Snyder work on a Batman film. Like just the script alone. Get like Dan Slott or Nick Spencer or one of the big names for a Spider-Man comic creator. Get them in there. Have them help with the script and the storyboard and plan everything out for them. You're fucking set. Easy.
Brian Michael Bendis the thing.
Get Brian Michael Bendis in there.
Yeah. Because he was like influential at the beginning of the MCU.
Well, and I think
He was.
didn't he work on Into the Spider-Verse as well?
Mhm.
I mean, he
Probably,
created
yeah.
Miles Morales.
yeah, no, he worked on Into the Spider-Verse.
And look at how good that movie is.
Yes, in still my humblest of opinions, the best Spider-Man piece of media to ever come out.
It's in my top 3.
Yeah, no, it's
the
insane.
only Spider-Man thing that I like to watch. So
I'm gonna buy Miles Morales
again,
actually once we get done here.
hate Spider-Man.
I love Spider-Man.
That's so funny.
The game was fun though. The game was fun.
I need to play
All
Miles.
right.
I haven't played that yet.
All right,
need a
we have
PS5.
reached our final thoughts for this film, and then we're going to rate it. I want honest opinions here when we rate this, people.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna start with you. Final thoughts on this movie.
So I just think it needed to be just another Spider-Man movie. It's weird to introduce him, but also like his main drive isn't like it also is kind of perfect because like his story doesn't like have to have Spider-Man in it at all. Like it can there was a way to do it. This wasn't 100% it, but like the fact that he has some kind of rare disease and is trying to cure it has nothing to do with Spider-Man. So I feel like they at least got that part right. But yeah, it just needed to be. It didn't need to be its own movie. It just needed to be sort of like an origin for the villain and other stuff.
All right.
That's my honest opinion.
Now, what about you, Rich?
I think for his official debut, because he was originally supposed to be in another project, but it was a deleted scene. His initial debut could have gone a lot better. It could have. But I did walk out of the movie going, I enjoyed that. I had a good time.
Okay.
It's one I wish I probably would have waited for streaming, or honestly, if they would have just released this on streaming back in 2020. But
I would be a lot hotter on this movie if I didn't have to go see this in a theater. If I could have watched this from the comfort of my own home
and pause it and do whatever.
and pause it and do whatever, watch it over the course of a week.
Yeah.
Watch an hour-and-a-half movie over the course of a week. 10 minutes a day, people.
I think this movie could have gone a lot better. I do want to see the initial storyboard for what was originally supposed to be in this film, because this was a lot of reshoots. There's no way this was the original plan.
Oh yeah, no, this movie feels like it literally feels like there was a whole movie here,
now,
and they just kind of picked and choose what they wanted.
I have a question. When did the Blade project for Marvel get announced? Was that
2019?
2019?
Was it 2019
Comic-Con
or was it 2020?
It was Disney. It was Disney. Oh god, what did they call it?
D23.
It was D23 because I was in the room.
No,
they showed the big things, and it was on the roadmap.
Okay, because I have a theory that Blade was originally supposed to be in this film. Because most of the time in Morbius, we see some sort of interaction between him and Blade. So I'm curious. I'm curious to see what the initial storyboard for this movie was. Because
now, why didn't they bring Wesley Snipes in as Blade?
Right?
He could have come through the crack.
He could have come through.
But that movie
like 20 years older.
Was that New Line Cinema or Miramax?
How's Miramax?
But that's what I was gonna say. The initial or the original debut for Morbius's big screen, like on-screen appearance, was originally in Blade, the first Blade movie. He was supposed to be a quick little cameo. He was. It was toward the end of the movie where Blade and I can't remember the girl's name were walking out, and like it just pans up and there's just a dude in a trench coat, and then you just see the red eyes.
God, I should rewatch Blade.
I'm gonna rewatch it tonight. Actually,
yeah,
it's not a bad film.
I think the Blade movies are great. Trinity is a nightmare as hell, but it's still funny because Ryan Reynolds steals every scene he's in.
They're fun.
My favorite part is when Dracula goes to that goth that goth like gift shop and sees a Dracula dildo of himself.
Sweet Jesus!
Can we do a Blade review, please?
Oh,
I think we have. I think that has passed.
Ah, damn.
What about the Blade TV show on Spike?
We're not talking about the Blade TV show on
or whatever.
But no,
All
movie
right.
could have been better. It could have been better.
Yeah.
My final thoughts are this should not have seen the light of day. When you push back a movie 6 times,
New Mutants.
just push it. Oh, yeah, this is a New Mutant scenario. I never watched New Mutants.
It's not good.
Well,
It's not good.
the difference between those two movies is Disney just needed to unload that movie as soon as possible. So as soon as they could get a good opening, they did it. Whereas this one, Sony is hyped about.
It's so hard to go from Spider-Man content such as No Way Home and all this to the Venomverse of Venom 2 and Morbius. So I'm like, yeah, this is we're really building something here, team. That's how I felt watching this. I'm like, what's happening? Why are we doing this? I think this movie would have been a lot better if it was just put out once it was made, not recut 18 times.
Yeah.
All that. I think those are the major problems. And now let's get to the final part of it. Our rating, something new we do here. It's a scale of out of 5. You can do 0.5 or 2. That's where we go with it.
Okay.
So, give me your score, Rich.
So I could do like a 2 point something.
You could do a 2.5.
I was gonna give it like, I don't want to say it's like right there at a 2.5 where it's like, a 5 out of 10 almost. I would say it's like a 2.8 ish, 2.7, 2.8, like right there where it's like it's a 6 in my opinion. If I was doing it on a 1 to 10.
All right.
So
all right.
I don't think it deserves all the hate it's getting. There's definitely some criticism here, but that's where I would rate it. We'll say a 2.7.
Okay. Kale.
I'll give it a 4.5. I do think this is the best movie of the year, and it's a shame it hasn't made more money at the box office. I also think that in a world where Venom exists, this is just pure Oscar gold compared to that Abomination.
No, it was Carnage. Abomination is a Hulk villain.
Oh, that's right. Oh, he was in Shang-Chi.
Yes, he was.
Yeah,
no,
he's in an underground fight club now.
For like 2
it's
scenes.
just I mean, it's the Sony. It's like Sony making Spider-Man 3 and Amazing Spider-Man 2. It's like it could have been better, but it's not the most offensive thing that exists in that universe. As long as the first Venom movie is still watchable.
I personally think that the Venom movies are much better than this, and I hate those films. I put them at like a strong 2.5.
I think Carnage is better than this one, but that first one is.
I think this is better than Carnage.
I don't. God. Here, the problem is, Tom Hardy at least brings like charisma and fun to his films. There's no fun in this movie. Also, where did the scene go where he's like attacking dudes like, "Hi, my name's Michael Morbius," and he does the vampire face? I remember that in
That's at the
They kept
at the
it.
money place.
It's
They
yeah,
did
when-
it
the
cut it in
hideout.
places.
So
Yeah, they did the hideout. Did he do it?
No, he cut it's your pal Dr. Michael Morbius. No, they cut
Yeah.
that part
Yeah,
Yeah, why?
cut that
That
scene
part
out.
was funny.
because
because he was
that's
on
why.
the
Okay.
run and didn't want to tell people he's Michael Morbius because he's
But
on
he
the run
kills
from the
them.
law.
No, he doesn't. He lets them run.
No,
That's right.
He breaks the
But-
dude's arm and then they all.
But
run out.
who would rat? They're counterfeiting $100 bill. Also, $100 bill counterfeit that doesn't pass the fucking
The
fucking
Stark
check with
chest.
the pen. Why are you
An
going to?
iodine
And then they
pen.
just keep giving them to her. She can't spend them. They mean nothing. They mean
She can't-
absolutely nothing because if they can't pass the pen, no one's going
There
to
were
accept
some
$100 bill
decisions
that
in this
doesn't pass
fucking
the
film.
pen.
That's what I've said.
They're bad at their job and then they're just like keep quiet. Here's more money. Like, were they like trying to get change or something? Like, I don't. Why did they go to a diner and do it? I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't know. This was definitely a film, though.
All right.
Oh,
Yes, Ryan.
it's so
All right,
beautiful.
what?
My final score is a 1.1 1.5 out of 5.
Nice.
Balancing us out at a 2.5.
Nice.
So this movie gets a direct middle, which I think is...
You think it's generous?
Yeah.
That's about what it deserves. It's mid.
It's a very mid movie.
Yeah. Go watch it on Stars when it comes out on Stars.
Which, Jesus.
Or maybe it's coming to Netflix.
No, it's going to Stars. That's where all the Sony movies
it's part
go.
Of that deal. Well, no, they made a deal with Netflix, and I think it was movies that came out this year go to Netflix.
No, because even I guess No Way Home.
No Way Home came out last year.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, I don't know if it's still technically part of that deal because it's a 2020 movie, but
they said that's going to Netflix, or that's going to Stars.
Oh, okay.
Which I love the ad for Stars I get, where it's like, get 3 months for like $6, and I was like, no.
You watch the first season of American Gods and no other seasons.
I'd rather just listen to the book because the book is really good.
Yeah.
That's a great book. And with that closes out our Morbius review. And let's get to some plugs, people. Rich, where can people find you?
You can find me at Rich Dolphus on Twitter, and also Stats on Stats Lit, and my podcast for Stats on Stats, where I talk about lit RPG, game lit, and cultivation dungeon core books.
Awesome. We love to hear it. Kale, what about you?
You can find me on twitch.tv/Kale Ryder, Kale Ryder on Twitter, Kale Del Ryder on Instagram and TikTok, where I do weird things. And then, hopefully I'll have some more stuff coming soon. Check my Twitch and Twitter. All their announcements coming soon.
Awesome.
But yeah.
A Mario Striker stream.
Who's going to be the best daddy by slugger?
Fucking hell. All right, and you can find me at Ryan the Line 3055 on Twitter for wherever and whatever I'm doing in this wild world of the internet. Thank you all for listening. Have a good night. Don't go see Morbius.